Ho ho hello! Thank you for stopping by. My name is Becky and this is Bex Reads, and today I have a video that I am just so excited to film. We're gonna call this Ho or No. It's gonna be like Smash or Pass, but a holiday version. This year I kept track of a couple like random things in books just for the fun of it, and one of those was nicknames or endearments. So every book that I read this year, I took note of if the male main character had a cutesy little nickname or endearment for the female main character and vice versa. And if they did, I wrote them down on these little slips of paper. And I'm going to pull them out at random. And if I would love this nickname or endearment, I'm going to give it a ho. I would be a ho for these nicknames or endearments, okay? If I don't like these nicknames / endearments, I'm going to give it a no. I would never want anybody to call me these nicknames, even if it somehow fit my personality or anything like that. And I'll explain a little bit why I don't like them as I go, if there's a certain reason. But let's play Ho or No, everybody. All right. Up first, Tiger Cub. This is the nickname that the male main character gave to the female main character in Darkest Sins, which is a mafia romance. I'm going to give this a no. I do not like nicknames that have animal qualities to them. I especially don't like them when they have a baby animal name associated with them. So cub, fawn, kitten. Don't love it. To me, that just represents a weak, defenseless, needs constant attention type of creature. And I don't love that. Don't give me a nickname or an endearment that is a baby animal, okay? I don't like animals in general, so don't give me one that's a baby animal. It just seems patronizing, and no. Moving on. Next up, Witch. And this is the nickname that the male main character gave to the female main character in The Faceless Woman. I would be a hoe for this. Yes. She is an actual witch in this book, and so he calls her witch as a term of endearment. And I kind of like this. I wouldn't mind somebody calling me a witch as a term of endearment. I mean, I run the Black Hat Book Coven. That would be a pretty badass nickname in my opinion. Next up, Moonbeam. This comes from When the Moon Hatched. The male character called the female character this, and I would be a hoe for this. I kind of like this nickname. It's unique to the character. It makes sense for the story. And I just think Moonbeam is super cute. Next, we got Doll. This comes from To Pillage a Pirate. The male character calls the female character this. I'm going to be a no. I don't love the nickname or endearment Doll. I just don't. Next up, we have Beauty, and this is from The Wolf King. I wrote that down. I'm not just guessing these off the top of my head. I actually wrote down what books it came from. But the male main character calls the female main character this, obviously, and I'm going to be a no on this. I don't love the endearment Beauty. I think it's just very standard and doesn't really say anything about the female main character other than that you think she's a beauty. Like, get more creative. I wouldn't want to be called Beauty. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind being called a beauty, but I just don't want my nickname to be Beauty, you know? Okay. Next. This one is Little Fish from Ocean of Sin and Starlight. The male main character calls the female main character this because she's a mermaid or a siren or something. I'm going to be a hell no on that. Again, it's an animal. I also don't like nicknames that start with little. And I see this a lot in books. The male main character will call the female main character little and then add an animal at the end. And it drives me freaking crazy all the damn time. Because once again, you are giving her a nickname that starts with little. She's a grown-ass woman. She's not a baby. She's not a child. I don't care if she's shorter than you. Okay? It's patronizing. It's irritating. It's demeaning. Imagine if you had a guy and the woman gave him an endearment like little something. No, he wouldn't love it. So I think these nicknames are stupid and I hate seeing them, but add fish to it and I don't care if I'm a mermaid. No, Get more creative with that. What kind of fish? Give me a fish that is like ruthless and deadly because she's a fucking siren. Little fish? No, sorry. I'm gonna get heated about some of these. Next up, Mon Cri, which means my heart, and this comes from Veins of Magic. I would be a hoe for this. I love when characters give each other endearments that are unique to their language. And my heart, well, that might be very standard and unoriginal. You say it in Mon Cri, and it just sounds sexy. So yes, total hoe. This one is Princess from Empire of Shadows. I'm gonna be a hoe for this too. I like royalty nicknames. I don't know why, but I do. Put a crown on me and call me a hoe. Next up we have Sassenach from Outlander, which means Outlander. I'm gonna be a hoe for this too. Again, it goes back to the saying something in your language, and it applies to the character because she's an English woman. She's an Outlander. Plus, it just sounds sexy. Next up. Oh, I got two. Demon. And this comes from Darkest Sins and Where the Dark Stands Still. So this is the nickname that a female main character gives to a male main character. We need more of those. The male main characters need nicknames and endearments too. Okay, if someone called me a demon, I would totally be a hoe for that. This sounds sexy. This sounds dangerous. This sounds mysterious. You could get a little bit more creative with like what kind of a demon, but if somebody just called me a demon, ho, ho, ho. Next up is Songbird from The Ever King. I'm gonna say no for this because once again, it's an animal nickname. I can't remember why he calls her this. I think it has something to do with her personality or something she did, but I can't even remember why he calls her Songbird. And it's just a weird endearment, and it just doesn't roll off the tongue very easily, so no. Then we have Tink. This comes from Shardless, and I'm going to be a hoe for this one. I believe the male main character calls her Tink because she's shorter than him, and he's known her since childhood. Could be wrong on that, but I actually think this fits with the character and the story. It's easy to say, it's cutesy, and I kind of like it. It's not my favorite, but I wouldn't mind being called Tink. I don't think anybody would ever call me Tink, but I wouldn't mind it. Next one is Butterfly from Nectar of the Wicked. I'm going to say a hell no. Again, it's a fucking animal, and it's not even like an aggressive animal. I believe he calls her Butterfly. She even asks him this in the book. It's because she's fragile and dainty. Fuck that. I don't want to be called Butterfly. No, thank you. Then we have Pet, and this comes from How Does It Feel and The Pumpkin King's Bride. Fuck no. Don't call me Pet. Then we have Creature. My god, these are awful. This comes from Mountain Made of Glass and Nectar of the Wicked. Can you tell? Fuck no on that too. If somebody called me Creature, I would run them over with the car I can't drive. This one is Little Traitor. This comes from The Veiled Kingdom. Once again, nope. It starts with little. If he would just call her Traitor, that might be, it would still be a fuck no. Because that's not an endearment. That's not a nickname. It's got a negative connotation to it. But you add little to it? Ugh, dude. Next one is, be a good one, please. Wild One from The Serpent and the Wolf. I'm gonna be a hoe for this one. I like it. It's cute. It's sexy. She's wild and free, and he appreciates that. I would love to be called Wild One. Nobody would ever call me that though, because I am not a wild one. Next up is Fox from Where the Dark Stands Still. I think this is one that the male main character calls the female main character. It's an animal, so fuck no. It's one of the better animals to be called an endearment after because, you know, they're wily. But still, no, I don't. I mean, I would like to be called a fox, but not as a nickname. Thank you. This one is My Queen from The Pumpkin King's Bride. He had 2 nicknames for her. I'm gonna be a ho, capital H, capital O for My Queen. Yes, it's criminal. That's right. Next up. Anwell, which means beloved or dear, and this is from The Prince of Prohibition. Again, I would be a hoe for this, because once again, it is a nickname in a different language. Let's try. Next, we have Little Crow from Gothicana. Listen, if I was called a crow, I wouldn't mind that because I like crows. Crows are very intelligent. But he had to add little to it. So, no. Why would you call her Little Crow? Why wouldn't you just call her Crow? Why you gotta add the little to it? Ugh, so annoying. Then we have Angel from the Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love. Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to the bed I go. Angel is my favorite endearment ever. I don't know why. It's so cliche. It's so basic. But it does it for me. I would love to be called Angel because I'm not an angel, but I might be a fallen angel. I'd fall right into bed with somebody who called me Angel. Okay, next up we have Pearl from The Wolf King and Bride of the Sea. I would be a hoe for this too. I think that's a cute nickname. And I think the Wolf King, he calls her Pearl because she's like very pale. She's a frost fae, so it fits with her. I'm not sure why Bride of the Sea. Maybe it's because she's a mermaid, so water pearl. I don't know. It's a cute nickname, and I would be a hoe for it. Then we're getting down to the last few here. Urchin from The Ballad of Sea and Sky. No. That sounds like something you would call somebody you hate, an urchin. Are these the last 2? Be good ones. Be good ones. We got Duchess from Leather and Lark. Guess what? She gonna be a hoe for that too. I like that one. Ho ho. And the final one is Little Tornado from Assistant to the Villain. If he would have just called her Tornado, it would have been a hoe. But he had to call her Little Tornado. So, no. Again, stop putting little in front of shit. It's demeaning and it's childish, okay? Just call her Tornado. That's violent. That's aggressive. That's out of control. So, I had a fun time with this. I loved keeping track of the nicknames within books, and I think I'm going to do this again next year because I had so much fun wondering, would I like to be called this or not? So you could see a theme there. I don't like animal nicknames. I don't like it when they have little in the title. I don't like nicknames that could be associated with anything awful. Give me royalty nicknames, give me nicknames in different languages, and give me cutesy nicknames. So let me know down in the comments. 1, what is your favorite term and endearment nickname? And 2, what was your favorite from the list that I had? But if you don't want to comment that and would like to let me know you made it to the end of this video, could you leave me an angel emoji? Because that's my favorite term of endearment. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and until my next Bookmas video, ho 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 everyone. Bye.